Most of us were never really taught how to manage money. Not in school, not at home. That's why so many people feel stuck, stressed, or just unsure about what to do. This audiobook breaks it all down in plain, simple steps. No fancy words. No pressure. Just real advice that helps you spend smarter, save better, and finally feel in control. If you've ever said, "I wish I knew this earlier," you're in the right place. Chapter 1. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you keep. Most of us grow up hearing the same thing. Work hard, earn more, and everything will work itself out. The message is simple. The key to financial success is getting a bigger paycheck. And while earning more is definitely helpful, here's what I wish someone told me early on. Your income is only one part of the story. The real power lies in what you keep. You see, it doesn't matter how much you earn if you spend it all. You could be making $10,000 a month, but if you're spending $9,900, you're barely surviving. Meanwhile, someone earning half that, but only spending 2/3, is not only ahead, they're building something. What makes the difference isn't how much flows in, but how much you hold on to. That margin, the space between your income and your spending, is where every smart financial decision lives. It's your safety cushion, your opportunity fund, and your freedom builder. But here's the challenge. We live in a world that makes it easy to spend and really hard to save. Advertisements are everywhere. Social media turns comparison into a daily habit, and society often rewards appearances more than actual stability. So what do? We upgrade. As soon as we start making more money, we expand our lifestyle. A better phone, a nicer car, a bigger place. That's called lifestyle inflation, and it can silently destroy your financial future. When your spending grows right alongside your income, you end up right where you started, just with fancier stuff. And sadly, many people don't even realize it's happening. They think they're improving financially because their paychecks are bigger, but at the end of the month, they're still stressed, still broke, still one emergency away from disaster. That's why keeping more of what you earn is the real skill. It's about making conscious choices, not falling into automatic habit. It's not about depriving yourself or living like a monk. It's about spending on what really matters to you, not what looks good on Instagram or matches someone else's lifestyle. When you align your spending with your values, your money starts to work for you instead of against you. It also means understanding that money you don't spend now isn't lost. It's saved energy. It's power you're holding for the future. That's what building margin does. It gives you the ability to say yes to opportunities, to handle emergencies without panic, and to walk away from things that don't align with your goals. And here's something else I wish I knew earlier. Your habits matter way more than your income level. Because no matter how much money you make, if your mindset is still rooted in scarcity or carelessness, you'll keep making the same mistakes, just with bigger numbers. But when you shift your mindset and build strong habits, tracking your spending, budgeting with intention, saving consistently, even a modest income can take you far. Wealth is less about what you earn and more about what you own. And ownership starts with discipline. If you can learn to live below your means, not because you have to, but because you choose to, you create space in your life. That space becomes your breathing room. That breathing room becomes savings. That savings becomes options. And options are what give you real freedom. So the next time you get a raise or make extra income, don't ask, "What can I buy now?" Ask, "How can I keep more of this?" Maybe you invest it. Maybe you add to your emergency fund. Maybe you finally pay off that nagging debt. Whatever the decision, make it count. Don't let the money disappear without a plan. Because the people who win with money aren't always the ones with the biggest paycheck. They're the ones who understand this one powerful truth. It's not about how much you make, it's about what you keep. Chapter 2. Budgeting isn't restriction. It's permission. When people hear the word budget, they often react like it's a punishment. A budget sounds like something that takes away your fun. Something that tells you what you can't do. That was my reaction too, for a long time. But here's the truth I wish someone had told me earlier. Budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about permission. Think of a budget like a roadmap for your money. It doesn't exist to limit you. It exists to help you get where you want to go. Without a plan, money just drifts. It disappears on random expenses, things we barely remember buying. But with a budget, you give your money a job. You tell it where to go, and that's what puts you in charge. A good budget doesn't say, "You can't buy coffee," or "No eating out." What it really says is, if eating out matters to you, let's make sure you do it in a way that doesn't mess up your future. That's the shift. Budgeting is how you say yes, with confidence, to the things that matter, and no, without guilt, to the things that don't. But for that to happen, you have to be honest with yourself. A budget is only helpful when it reflects your real life. Not some perfect plan you found online. Not what someone else thinks is right. Your budget should match your lifestyle, your values, and your priorities. Maybe that's saving for travel. Maybe it's building an emergency fund. Maybe it's just making rent without stress. Whatever your goals are, the budget is your strategy to make them real. One of the biggest surprises about budgeting is how empowering it feels once you get into it. At first, it can seem overwhelming, all the numbers, categories, and tracking. But soon, you start to see patterns. You start noticing where your money's actually going. And that awareness alone can change everything. For example, most people underestimate how much they spend on little, everyday things. Food delivery, subscriptions, impulse purchases. It's not that any of these things are bad. But when you don't track them, they control you. With a budget, you shine a light on your spending. You stop guessing. You start deciding. The goal is not perfection, it's clarity. Even a messy budget that's 80% right is better than flying blind every month. It's okay to adjust, to learn, to stumble. That's part of the process. What matters is that you're paying attention and being intentional. Budgeting also helps reduce stress. Financial anxiety usually comes from the unknown. Not knowing if you can cover your bills. Not knowing where your paycheck went. Not knowing how to get ahead. A budget takes away that fog. You start to feel in control, even if the numbers aren't huge. Because control isn't about the size of your income, it's about knowing how to direct it. And here's the best part. Once you master budgeting, you stop needing willpower to make good choices. You don't have to resist every sale or worry about splurging, because you've already decided what fits your plan. It's like pre-deciding your priorities so you don't get pulled off course in the moment. Budgeting also teaches you to plan for joy, not just bills. Too many people think a budget is only for responsibilities. But your happiness matters too. Want a movie night once a week? Budget for it. Want to save for a new gadget or a short trip? Great, put it in the plan. When you do that, your budget stops feeling like a set of rules and starts feeling like a list of green lights. Looking back, I wish I hadn't feared budgeting. I wish I had seen it for what it really is, a tool for peace of mind. A way to stop feeling guilty about spending. A strategy to stop guessing and start growing. So if you've been avoiding budgeting because it feels limiting, think again. It's not a cage. It's a map. And the sooner you follow it, the sooner your money starts working for you, not against you. Chapter 3. Debt isn't normal. It's a trap that steals your freedom. What I wish I knew. My Personal Finance by Nasir Sattar. These days, debt is so common, it feels normal. Student loans, credit cards, car payments, buy now pay later plans. Almost everyone has some kind of debt, right? That's what I thought too. I used to believe debt was just part of being an adult, part of growing up. But here's what I wish I had known. Debt isn't a tool, it's a trap. The truth is, debt might be easy to get into, but it's hard, really hard, to get out of. It doesn't just take your money. It takes your peace of mind. It limits your options. It ties your future to decisions you made in the past, and every month, it quietly drains your ability to move forward. It doesn't feel that way at first. In fact, debt often feels helpful in the beginning. It gives you access to things you can't afford right now: a car, a degree, a vacation. But what starts as convenience quickly becomes a burden. And before you know it, a big chunk of your paycheck is going to lenders. It becomes normal to carry balances, make minimum payments, and hope nothing unexpected happens. But debt isn't just about numbers. It changes your lifestyle. It adds pressure. It causes stress in relationship. It makes you second-guess big decisions. It forces you to say no to opportunities because you're locked into financial obligations you can't ignore. That's not freedom, that's survival. And the worst part? Society makes it all look so normal. Advertisements encourage it. Friends shrug it off. Even banks call credit cards rewards. But deep down, debt steals from you. It steals your savings, your goals, and your future freedom. And often, you don't even realize it until it's too late. That's why I believe the first step toward financial peace is changing how we see debt. It's not harmless. It's not just part of life. It's a warning sign. And while some debt might be unavoidable in rare cases, like a medical emergency, most of the debt we carry is due to impatience. We want things now, instead of saving and waiting. But we end up paying so much more in the long run, not just in interest but in missed opportunity. Here's what I wish I did sooner. I wish I respected debt as the serious weight that it is. I wish I took it personally, like a challenge to be free. Because once you get out of debt, something amazing happens. You get your life back. You can breathe. You can save. You can take risks. You can dream again. Getting out of debt doesn't have to be flashy. You don't need to do it all at once, but you do need to start. Make a list of every debt you have. Look at it without shame. Make a plan, maybe pay off the smallest one first to get momentum or the one with the highest interest. Cut back for a season if you have to. Sell something. Pick up a side gig. Whatever it takes, just know this. Every dollar you put toward debt is a step toward freedom. And once you're free, stay that way. Live within your means. Build savings so you don't have to borrow again. Use credit only if you can pay it off in full every month. Or better yet, avoid it completely. Because true wealth isn't just about having money, it's about having control over your money. So no, debt is not just a normal part of adult life. It's a costly mistake that keeps people stuck. The good news? You don't have to stay stuck. You can change your story. And when you do, you'll wonder why you ever accepted it as normal in the first place. Chapter 4. Saving isn't just smart, it's essential. For a long time, saving money sounded like something people did once they had extra. It felt like a future task. Like something you get to after all the bills are paid, debts are managed, and life is running smoothly. But here's what I wish I had understood earlier. Saving isn't something you wait to do, it's something you build into your life right now. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. Savings is not just about preparing for emergencies, though that's a huge part of it. It's also about creating options, reducing stress, and giving yourself the ability to make decisions from a place of confidence rather than desperation. Without savings, every unexpected moment becomes a crisis. With savings, those same moments become manageable. Think about it: cars break down, jobs change, health issues come up. Life doesn't wait until you're ready. And if you don't have anything set aside, you're forced into bad choices: borrowing money, maxing out credit cards, or delaying important needs. But a small savings cushion changes the entire dynamic. Suddenly, a flat tire is an inconvenience, not a disaster. A surprise bill is something you handle, not something that derails you. And you don't need to start big. Even a few $100s saved in a separate account can give you peace of mind. It's not about the size, it's about the habit. Saving teaches you discipline. It rewires your thinking. It helps you realize that money you don't spend today can give you freedom tomorrow. In fact, saving is one of the best forms of self-respect. It says, "I care enough about my future to prepare for it." It also creates room for generosity, opportunity, and growth. Want to take a course, start a project, or help someone in need? That's much easier to do when you've got a financial cushion. The biggest shift comes when you stop seeing saving as optional and start treating it like a bill, something that gets paid every month, no matter what. Even if it's just $10 or $50 at first, the point is to make it automatic. Set it up to move to savings as soon as your income comes in. That way, you don't have to rely on willpower. You make the decision once, and the system does the rest. Over time, that small habit builds momentum. You see the account grow. You feel more in control. And eventually, you start thinking long-term. What am I saving for? An emergency fund? A house? A vacation? Early retirement? Once you have a goal, saving becomes even more motivating, because now it's tied to your dreams, not just your fears. And here's another key thing I wish I knew. Saving protects your peace of mind. Financial stress is one of the biggest sources of anxiety in people's lives. But savings acts like armor. It gives you breathing room. It helps you sleep better. It gives you choices. And it reminds you that you're not powerless, you're prepared. Some people think saving means missing out. But the truth is, not saving leads to far more loss. Not just of money, but of freedom, time, and opportunity. Every time you save, you're buying yourself more choices for the future. And that's one of the smartest investments you'll ever make. So if you've been telling yourself you'll start saving later, let today be your turning point. Don't wait for the perfect time, it won't come. Start small. Stay consistent. And watch how even the smallest steps create big changes. Because saving isn't just a smart move. It's one of the most powerful things you can do for your life. Chapter 5. Investing isn't only for the rich. It's for the ready. If there's one financial topic that intimidates people more than any other, it's investing. It can seem complex, risky, even scary, like a secret club for rich people with financial advisors and stock portfolios. I used to believe that too. But here's what I wish I had learned earlier. Investing isn't for the rich, it's for the ready. It's for anyone willing to start. The biggest myth about investing is that you need a lot of money to begin. You don't. What you really need is the right mindset, a little consistency, and time. That's it. Even small amounts, $20, $50, $100 a month, can grow into something powerful when you stay consistent over time. That growth happens because of something called compound interest. It's often called the eighth wonder of the world for a reason. When you invest, your money earns interest. But then, that interest earns more interest. And over time, it snowballs. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. That's why someone who starts investing in their 20s, even with small amounts, can often build more wealth than someone who starts later with much higher contributions. But most people wait. They wait until they feel more secure, more confident, or until they're making enough. But here's the thing, there's never a perfect time to start investing. Life will always have bills, distractions, and reasons to delay. The best time to start is when you're willing to learn, even if you feel unsure. Start simple. You don't need to be a stock market expert. You don't have to pick individual stocks or time the market. One of the best tools for beginners is something called an index fund, a low-cost investment that spreads your money across hundreds of companies. It grows with the market and doesn't require constant attention. If your job offers a retirement plan like a 401k or pension scheme, that's an easy way to begin too, especially if they offer matching contributions. That's free money you don't want to leave on the table. The goal isn't to get rich quick, it's to get secure steadily. Investing is about building a future you control. It's what allows your money to work for you, so you don't have to work forever. It's not gambling. It's a long game, built on discipline, not luck. Of course, all investing carries some risk. Markets go up and down, but history shows they trend upward over time. The real risk is in doing nothing. Inflation slowly eats away at your savings if it just sits in a bank account. Prices rise, but your money doesn't. That means the longer you wait, the more you fall behind, even if you feel like you're being safe. The key to reducing risk is education and patience. Learn the basics. Set realistic expectations. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Don't panic when markets dip, because they always recover. And never invest money you need immediately. Investing is for the long haul, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. And remember this, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. Even if you don't understand everything, starting is what counts. The earlier you begin, the more options you'll have later. You'll thank yourself for planting seeds when others were still hesitating. If I could go back, I wouldn't wait until I felt like I knew it all. I would start with what I had, learn as I go, and trust the process. Because wealth isn't built in giant leaps, it's built in quiet, steady steps that grow with time. So no, investing isn't just for the wealthy. It's for the willing. It's for the prepared. And if you're ready, even just a little, the best time to begin is now. Chapter 6. Your money mindset shapes your whole life. If there's one thing that affects every part of your financial journey, even more than income, spending, or saving, it's your mindset. The way you think about money shapes every decision you make. And the sooner you understand this, the faster your entire financial life can change. Most people believe money is just math. Earn, spend, save. It's simple, right? But it's not just numbers. It's deeply emotional. Our habits around money come from what we've seen, heard, and felt, often from a very young age. Maybe you grew up in a household where money was always tight, so you now feel anxious even when things are okay. Or maybe you never learned how to manage it, so now it feels intimidating or confusing. That's why your mindset matters so much. What you believe about money becomes what you do with it. If you think you're bad with money, you'll avoid learning about it. If you think money is evil, you'll subconsciously push it away. If you think I'll never get ahead, you might not even try. These beliefs aren't just thoughts, they're powerful forces that influence your behavior. But here's the good news, your mindset can be changed. Just like you can train a muscle, you can retrain your brain to think differently about money. It starts with awareness. Begin by asking yourself, what did I learn about money growing up? And are those beliefs helping me or holding me back? Once you identify the limiting beliefs, you can start replacing them with new, empowering ones. For example, instead of saying, I'm just not good at saving, try, I'm learning how to save consistently. Instead of thinking, I'll always be broke, tell yourself, I'm taking control of my money one step at a time. These small shifts in language may seem minor, but over time, they change how you feel and act about money. Another major mindset shift is moving from scarcity to abundance. A scarcity mindset says there's never enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough opportunity. It leads to fear, hoarding, and comparison. But an abundance mindset believes there's always something you can do, something you can learn, something you can build. It doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means facing them with hope, not fear. Also, understand that money isn't just about having more, it's about using it wisely. Some of the happiest people in the world aren't the richest. They're the most aligned, meaning their money supports their values. Whether that's spending on family, investing in education, giving to others, or building a business, when your money reflects your values, it feels right. And that comes from intentional thinking. One more key shift: seeing money as a tool, not a scorecard. You are not your bank balance. Your worth is not tied to how much you have. Money is just a resource, like time or energy, that you can use to build the life you want. When you stop tying your identity to your income, you start making smarter, less emotional decisions. Mindset also plays a huge role in long-term goals. Saving for retirement, investing for the future, building wealth, all of it requires patience, discipline, and belief in the long game. A strong mindset helps you stay steady when progress feels slow. It reminds you why you started. It helps you tune out distractions and focus on what really matters. At the end of the day, changing your money mindset isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the version of you that feels strong, clear, and confident with your finances. It's realizing that money isn't something to fear or worship. It's something to understand and manage with care. So if your financial life isn't where you want it to be, start by asking not just, "What am I doing wrong?" but also, "What am I believing that might be holding me back?" Because once your thinking changes, your actions follow. And when your actions change, so does your life.